All right, fair use, fair use. It's your brother Wab Rum. You're back with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Rakah, Kodash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, the great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord. You see on the highways and byways. Prophesied in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, also the correct doctrine. I want to send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai by their faith. Just got another lesson I want to bring out. Got a bunch of videos I want to play. Hit a couple scriptures and Lord willing to be edifying. As you see, Netanyahu, when he, I mean, it is funny though, but when he asked if Israel dragged Trump into war with Iran, and I'm gonna play this video.
Pay attention and listen, because the Prime Minister of Israel was just asked if they dragged the United States into war with Iran, and his response should have you worried. Look.
There are people that say, well, the Prime Minister of Israel dragged Donald Trump into it. And as somebody that's been friends with him over 30 years, nobody drags Donald Trump into anything, number one, but I want to get your reaction to that.
Well, you're right. I mean, that's ridiculous. Donald Trump is the strongest leader in the world.
All that's missing is some good old.
And you see how he said that. He knows that that pundit is no, he know better. He know that he has no control over what is said and what is done. He know DT has no control over that, but they have to play this role on TV like, he didn't get dragged in the war. He did it on his own. Yeah, we know who dragged him into it, man. But that's the point. It is funny, man, because the pride of Esau has deceived him. All that pride puffed up, he the greatest and all of this, now is starting to see that, damn, he might have dragged himself into something he really can't get out of, man. Now, these nations are ready to fight, man. And they're not saying it on these news media and, news sources here in Babylon the Great. But all the nations know that they done stuck their hand in some shit, man. They stuck their feet in some fire and they can't get out of it. There's no way to get out of it now. Now, the Babylonians know that this is a fight that they don't want, man. They can't get out of. And it's too late. It's too late.
No one wants to fight for Israel.
His hand. Oh, his hand.
Sir. Let go of your blanket. Let go of his hand. Let go of the door. The senator broke his hand. A sitting U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. Sir. Control your Senate, lady. A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine.
Now that's done went viral, man. Everyone in the world has seen that video, man. That they done dragged a Marine out of I think it was the Congress meet or something like that. But everyone in the world has seen that video and saying that they don't want to fight and die for, you already know who. So it's clear that these Edomites are divided, man. And they have no plan to get out of it, man. They have no clue what they've got themselves into. Because now it's all about being in a religious war, a holy war. And these Edomites are terrified of what they've got themselves into. The economy is about to crash. No resources no resources coming in from overseas. The Straits of Hormuz is closed. Gas prices have been a sword. People are going to lose their jobs. People are going to lose their food, access to their food. All hell is about to break loose, man. And they know that there's no way out of this because the Persians are not backing down, man. They've been preparing this for many years, said over 40 years. Some sources say 20 some odd years. It don't even matter how long they've been prepared for it. Babylon the Great wasn't prepared for it at all.
I just left a classified briefing on Iran, and here's what I can say. It is so much worse than you thought. You are right to be worried. Trump administration has no plan in Iran. This illegal war is based on lies, and it was launched without any imminent threat to our nation. Donald Trump still hasn't given a single clear reason for this war, and he seems to have no plan for how to end it either. Like a lot of you, I am really angry. I am angry at what Donald Trump is doing, and I feel grief for those already killed in this unnecessary conflict. And I will keep doing everything I can to fight to end this war.
They're really upset because their kingdom is going down. She's worried about the kingdom because this is going to leave a stain on Babylon the Great forever. They will always remember this, that we had a kingdom and we just destroyed it. And they did. And now that they might not even remember it, man. I don't know how it's going to play out, but we will. We will remember the deliverance we had in Babylon the Great. But see, they don't understand that this is it for them. This is their last hoorah.
I just want to say I am more fearful than ever after this briefing that we may be putting boots on the ground and that troops from the United States may be necessary to accomplish objectives that the administration seems to have. But I also am no more clear on what the priorities are going to be of the administration going forward, whether it is destroying the nuclear capacity of Iran or simply the missiles or regime change or stopping terrorist activities. And I think the administration owes it to the American people to have briefings not just for members of Congress, but for the American public. Nothing here should have been classified. It should be available to the American people.
Do they describe? So there you go. They believe they're going to have to put boots on the ground to accomplish their goal. And them just simply saying we're going to put boots on the ground is not going how they expected to go, man. Everything that they have said and they was projecting to do is failing. And it ain't that we wanted to fail or think it's failing. We can see it. It's all over. It's all on global news, man. CNN and Fox News, they're not telling you the half, man. It's all online, man. And they're gonna have to cut the internet because those media sources overseas is telling the truth. They're not biased and with any propaganda because they have no skin in the fight yet. Now he said that they will send troops on the ground, which I think they already took in back the Kurdish over in west. I think it was west of Iran, and it's only going to lead to Babylon putting troops on the ground, man, which is going to end horribly bad, man, because they're going to be sitting ducks as being dropped off as being sitting ducks over in a land that's against them in every way because the mountain terrain of Iran is all against troops on the ground. Everything they're trying to do is against that, man, because of the way the land is structured for a fight on the ground, man. That's why the scripture tell you in Isaiah 9 and verse 5, this one will be with burning the fuel of fire, not boots, not hand-to-hand combat. Matter of fact, let me get there before I play this video. Because what they don't understand that this war is not a war of the past, like an Iraqi war or Vietnam War or World War I, World War II. This war is not like that, man. It wasn't meant to be like that. And they have no wise counsel because they didn't seek wise counsel. They went in with their heads down, man. This goes to show you that Esau is impulsive and not strategic, which is DT. He's impulsive, not strategic. See, China and Russia is not running into the fight yet because they want to do this strategically and not running in just to accomplish a point to get headlines. This is Isaiah 9:5 in NLT. It says, the boots of warrior and the uniform bloodstains by war will all be burned. They will be fuel for the fire. This is the well, know by heart. This is King James Version. It says, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. See, this one is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. So it's going to not be no hand-to-hand combat, man. Which you might get a couple pockets here and pockets there, but mostly it's going to be used nothing but, you've seen drones and missiles. That's all it's been used, man. That's all it's being used. Let's get back to the videos.
President Trump has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
See, you see the anchor, it shocked them for him to say, we waiting for him. See, they are strategic, man. This is what they've been setting up because I've been seeing reports of them running out of missiles and munitions to defend with missiles, or defend the missiles that's being shot off, drones. So now DT is going to revert to sending ground troops, which they've been prepared for that, man. They've been warned, they've been waiting for that, man. Just like in Vietnam War, man. They was waiting for that. So this right here shocked us. Look, I'm gonna play it one more time. It's only 23 seconds, but it shocked him. His whole demeanor changed, man. His spirit changed.
President Trump has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
You can tell in his voice he changed, man. So he said it'd be a big disaster for them. See, they've been preparing this fight, man. As they said that they've been trying to take out their leader for 47 years, and they've been preparing for that day over 40, just as well as they've been trying to take him out. They've been preparing for the fight that was going to come their way. And these Edomites are terrified. They have no clue what they've got themselves into, man, of what DT got them into.
This is as serious as it gets. This is war and peace. They told us in that room that there are going to be more Americans that are going to die, that they are not in the short run going to be able to stop these drones that are going to continue to fly into the Middle East. We have to have a debate in the United States Senate on an authorization of military force. It will likely fail. It will likely fail, and we shouldn't be voting to proceed to other pieces of legislation until we get a debate on this deeply unpopular, immoral, and illegal war with Iran.
They're worried, man. The kingdom is coming to an end, man. Esau's kingdom is coming to an end, and they're worried. These are all senators and Congress members, and everyone is, goes into the White House and votes and makes all these plans for Babylon the Great, man. They are worried.
It's very clear this is a war of choice by President Trump. There was no imminent threat against the American people, against American facilities or persons. This is a war that is going to be born on the backs of working class Americans who have suffered, financed, fought over 20 years of war. Enough is enough. It is time for Congress to get involved, to retake its constitutional authority, to return the American people back into the driver's seat on matters of war and peace. That is what this is about. It's also very clear this administration has no plan for the day after. They've stumbled into this. They are trying to destroy the Iranian regime, and they have no plan for what comes next. History shows very clearly this does not end well.
What's being done about the Americans that are still stuck over there?
They are struggling to identify the Americans who are there. They asked for the assistance of members of Congress, assistance that we will provide, putting out guidance to our constituents about what needs to happen to evacuate.
See, that bullet tactic that DT was using and did it in Venezuela, and now they're getting gold and stuff from Venezuela. That bullet tactic didn't work with with this nation, man, because this is a part of biblical prophecy. This was going to happen, and that bullet tactic backfired, man. And like he said, we're waiting on the troops because he don't fear their military might anymore, man. The nations have come to the conclusion that they're just, just huffing and puffing, man. And they've been studying this nation for many years. They didn't went to Iraq, they didn't went here, they went Venezuela, they went to Libya, they went to all these nations. They've been studying, man. Nobody is dumb, man. Nobody's stupid. It is Esau thinks everybody is stupid, and he just has more knowledge than them that he can do whatever he wants to them. But now the tables are turning, man. The nations are ready to fight, and his allies are also soon to turn on him, man.
Clear explanation of why we got into the war. They offered no clear end game to this conflict. They have not answered the most basic questions. And the reality is, from securing nuclear fissile material to the challenges we were going to have in any kind of aftermath, to whether they're asking for regime change or not, the reality is they do not have an end game. They do not have a justification for getting into it. And this is a military action that's going to cost Americans hundreds of billions of dollars. At the same time, here at home, they're driving up costs from everything from gasoline to overall energy. They're taking away health care for millions of people. In what way is this justifying what he promised to do, which was not to get us into entanglements in foreign wars, as well as in making sure we're taking care of Americans' concerns about rising costs? And the last thing I just want to say is all of this is happening in the context of a president that continues to thrash the Constitution.
There you have it, man. They don't have a clue what they've done. And see, they can't run and tuck their tail and go back and say, we want a ceasefire. I mean, he already tried to ceasefire, but they can't tuck their tail and say, we don't want to fight, because this would really be heavy if they did that, man, because they would instantly get attacked because they showed that they are weak. And they kept saying that Iran is as weak as they ever was. They're the weakest as they ever was. And now it's backfiring, man. And they're showing how weak, how their hand is weak, man.
Being a fireman, I have a lot of right-leaning friends. My social circle is full of sports playing, working out, gung-ho types that seem to just be Trump supporters. So if you're such a Trump supporter, enlist your children in the war, in the military right now. Put them in harm's way for the country that you are so, and for the administration you're so down with. All right? Do that. Or you do it yourself. Get your old ass in there and fight, like I did, and see what you think about it all. Go put your life on the line for Israel. Go put your life on the line for Trump. Go do it.
You have it, man. These regular Edomites are torn, man. You even have them speaking out, people in the these armed forces.
Guys, I'm here in D.C. trying to speak out against the Senate and ask them why they're going to send our men and women to harm's way when our elected officials said that there would be no war. Anybody who feels disillusioned and betrayed by our government, you're not alone. Join us in demanding accountability for this betrayal. Free Palestine, free America. Let's go.
Now, you haven't Edomites say this, man. This ain't no regular Jake saying this, man. You have an Edomites say they don't want to fight. And I believe that's the same guy that got drug out of that meeting at the Senate. So you have these Edomites turning their back on their rulers, man, their leaders, man. But you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, your kingdom is coming. And that's when we want our people to repent, man. You got all the clear signs to show you that Babylon is finished, man. But the kingdom of heaven is what we are preparing ourselves for mentally and spiritually, because that's what our forefathers always wanted to know. When was it coming? This is Acts 6 and verse 1. It says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, wilt thou at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? And see, this is what they wanted to know, man. When our kingdom coming? It says, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. So we won't know exactly the day or the hour it comes, but we will see the signs of it coming. We would know that the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is at the door. We would know when Yahushua will come. Not saying we know the day, but we'll see the signs of his coming. And he warned us of this. This is Matthew 24 and verse 3. It says, verse 3 it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, his disciple came unto him privately, saying, tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming? See, they want to see and know when you're going to be coming back, when the kingdom is going to be restored to Israel. It says, and the end of the world. Let me read that one more time. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? See, the end of the world, the end of the age. They want to know when was this time coming. You will return and bring back the kingdom to Israel, man. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. See, said, take heed that no man deceive you. So if they're not teaching the correct doctrine, you're being deceived. They're not telling you that these are biblical prophecies. The Battle of Armageddon, World War III, which is the same thing, is a sign of the Lord returning. They're not of the Lord, man. So if your doctrine, oh, everybody can make it, everybody, the Lord come back to save everybody. If your doctrine is off, then everything that you believe in is off. Because the Lord gave us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to see when he would return. And they clearly asked him. They didn't beat around the bush. They was asking him. Let me read this one. Matter of fact, let me get this in the NLT. They clearly asked him. They didn't sugarcoat it. They asked him plainly. NLT, it says, later Yahushua sat on the Mount of Olives. His disciples came unto him privately and said, tell us, when will all this happen? What sign will signal your return and the end of the world? And see, now we have that sign of the end of the world, man, because it's going to end with intercontinental ballistic missiles being shot off, man. Babylon just tested one yesterday, the Minuteman III. So we see the times that's coming quickly. But we know the MOTB is next, man. And then, man, the missiles can be shot off any day after that, man. But we see it now. It's not hid from our eyes now. We see exactly what the Lord said will happen on his return, man. Let no man deceive you. This is GNT. It says, as Yahushua sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him in private. Tell us when all this will be, they asked, and what will happen to show that it is the time for your coming and the end of the age. See, and the end of the age. And now, these Edomites been saying they want to bring back the Lord, man. This is what the army was telling their troops. The branches were telling their troops that this war is the return of the Lord, man. This is a biblical war to make the Lord return. That's what they were saying. That's what they told their troops. This is the Battle of Armageddon, and the Lord will return. He anointed a DT, and he's going to return. And this is what they believe, man. And they believe it's the Lord's coming back to save Esau. And that goes to show you that the Lord got him in a trick bag, man. A heavy trick bag, man. This is Luke 17, and dropping down verse 20. It says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of power should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of power cometh not by observation. So you're just not going to know when it comes unless you tune into Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, made through the Spirit. It says, neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there, behold, the kingdom of power is within you. And that goes to show you that Don't let no man deceive you. Now you think it's gonna come? Yeah, that's what they thinking. Well, it's gonna come and the kingdom is gonna come down and everybody's gonna live. No, they say raptured. I'm sorry, but they say you're gonna be raptured up and you're gonna be in the kingdom of heaven and everything's gonna be good from there. And they visualizing a so-called white man coming down and saving them, and that's far from the truth, man. That's why the Lord told them plainly, man. It ain't for you to know, man. It's in you now. It ain't for you to know, to see physically all something. You're gonna see something magnificent happen, and you know what I'm saying? No, man, it's in you now. And that's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This word is in us now. Now we can clearly see. We don't need nobody can. This is right here. That's gonna happen. This one now we've been taught the truth, man. We don't gotta wing it. In other words, man. One more time it says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of power should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of power cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. Behold, the kingdom of power is within you. See, now we had to be built up in the spirit to receive the kingdom of heaven. Now through the spirit we've been built up and made. We've been brought back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and seen the good and the evil. Now the Lord is preparing us through the spirit for him to return, man. Everything is being done through the spirit now. We see it happen. We see this world being torn down physically, but we through the spirit is being built back up, man. The house of David is being rebuilt, man. And the Lord is within us now, man. We can clearly see, man, everything is happening as the scriptures told it to happen. This is 1 Peter 2 and verse 4. It says, to whom cometh as unto a living stone, disannulled indeed of men, but chosen of power and precious. Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house. See, it's a spiritual house now. We are the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and that kingdom that's finna come upon the earth, man. It says, and holy priesthood. See, the men of the Lord is teaching this truth, man. It says, not, you have other brothers that study and not necessarily go out on highways and byways, but they're still building up their holy priesthood, man. That, are helps to the prophets and so on and so forth. It says to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to power by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. See, spiritual sacrifices. What it tell you in Romans 12 and 1? We made our bodies a living sacrifice. See, we are the kingdom of heaven, man. It's in us now, man. And this is what's being acceptable by Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Verse 6, it says, wherefore also it is contained in the scripture. Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. See? We believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and trust in his word, you're not going to be confounded, man. And the Lord said, the elect, precious to the Lord, man. So we're precious in the eyes of the Lord, man. And it's Lord willing, we endure to the end, man, that we made our calling in the election sure. Because we are clearly at the end, man. It ain't a shadow of a doubt. Nobody can scoff against this anymore. It's over with. It's over with. That scoffing, man, it's over with, man. We see clear that this man is through. This is John 18, drop down to verse 30, drop down to 32. It says, that the saying of Yahweh Shai might be fulfilled, that he spake, signifying what death he should die. And Pilate entered into the kingdom, it's like into the judgment hall again, and called Yahweh Shai and said unto him, art thou the king of the Jews? Yahweh Shai answered him, sayest thou this thing of thyself, or did others tell it thee of me? You just say, did anybody else tell you that did somebody else tell you, or you came on your own? Pilate answered, am I a Jew? Thy own nation, see, thy own nation and thy chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. See? And it goes to show you that 2/3 are not of the Lord, man. They're Israelites, but they're not going to be saved in the time that it's coming to, when we're coming to, man. Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, they would, then my servants would fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from thence. So he was telling you, this is not my kingdom. My kingdom is to come. If it was, this is it goes to show you that the heathen nations are not, the Lord is not coming for either. Because he clearly said right here, but I don't want to go out on another tangent, but it clearly tells you that I won't be delivered over to the Jews. Verse 34, one more time, it says, Yahushua said unto them, seest thou this thing of myself, or did others tell it thee of me? And it was talking about, is he the king of the Jews? He wasn't talking about all the nations. Were you the king of everybody on earth? No. He's speaking of Pacific people, which was a southern kingdom. Pilate answered, am I a Jew? See, Pilate was an Edomite, man. He didn't have a clue. He didn't know. So that goes to show you that these other nations are not going to be saved by the Lord, man. He said, thy own nation. See, thy own nation. That's plain, man. Thy own nation and thy chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? And that's what he asked him. What have you done? Man, your nation delivered you to me. So he was a king of a certain nation, man, which he was born for. 36, it says, Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. See, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from thence. So the Lord would tell you that his kingdom is not now, man. He had to be glorified in the heavens and then to come back and bring in his kingdom. Because we know that Esau is the end of this present world. In 2 Ezra 6 and verse 8 it says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See, that Jacob's world is when Yahushua comes and rules the earth. And Esau's world has to end before our kingdom can come. It all makes sense when you dealing with the spirit of Yahweh, dealing in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It's not going to make no sense if you calling on Jesus, you going to church. Everything's going to be a blur, man. You're not going to understand anything, man. Because the spirit of the Lord is not in no church. It's in the spirit of the Lord. The spirit of the Lord is in the men of the Lord, man. Which you cast it off. This is Matthew 19 and verse 27. It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and have followed thee. We have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, see, the regeneration, coming back from many times in the regeneration, believing in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He says, in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in his throne, sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So he told them what I'm gonna get for following you. So the kingdom of heaven has blessings for the Israelites, man. Because he told the disciples, we don't follow you, we don't forsake it all, man. Let me read it one more time, man. 28 again, it says, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mothers, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and inherit everlasting life. So you're gonna have men of the Lord turning their backs on the world, man. Their house, their brother, sister, all the list just read the list to you. Lands, everything, possessions. You gave it all up for the Lord, man. Because a lot of people, when this MOTB is given, they're not going to turn their backs on what they receive. I mean, what they receive here, their possessions they have here, they're not going to turn their back on it. So the Lord telling you, if you forsake it all, you're going to receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. That's the kingdom of heaven, man. That's the kingdom of heaven. So if you do that, then you're going to receive the blessings forevermore, man. 100-fold, man. So whatever you got, 1 times 100, you'll receive 100-fold, man. And see, the Lord knows who's gonna make that step, man. And it comes by stepping out on faith, believing in the Lord, man. Because you're not gonna have this walk on your own, man. It don't matter. I don't care how strong you is, how many weapons you got, or how many people you know that's high and mighty in society. That ain't gonna matter, man. The Lord has to be on your side, man, for you to endure the things that we're coming into, man. And that kingdom of heaven is going to be well worth the sacrifice you make on this side. This is Luke 21 and verse 27. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. See, our redemption is drawing nigh. See, we seeing all the things happening over in the Middle East, which that is the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of Jehoshaphat. The Lord brought to bring those nations there, man. It's a reason why all those nations are going there. That's why the Lord's going to come back and bring judgment on those nations, man, when he comes in his kingdom. So I'm in it there. Lord, when it was edifying. Shalom. Shalom.